Donald Trump's recent sentencing in New York has sparked significant discussion about its implications, the judicial process, and what lies ahead in his legal battles. Despite the high-profile nature of the case, the sentencing proceedings themselves were curiously understated, leaving many to speculate about the motivations behind Justice Merchan's approach. Let's break down the events, analyze the courtroom dynamics, and explore the legal landscape ahead. Justice Merchan's handling of the sentencing was notable for its brevity and restraint. The judge, who had presided over Donald Trump's trial, offered minimal commentary during the sentencing. This is unusual in New York courts, where judges often deliver detailed statements, especially in cases involving serious felonies. Instead, Merchan stuck to the essential legal language required to finalize the sentencing. His tight-lipped demeanor and decision to avoid a lengthy excoriation of the defendant seemed intentional, possibly to maintain judicial impartiality and avoid feeding into Trump's narrative of victimhood. Merchan did, however, make clear that the sentencing marked the culmination of a lawful process. He emphasized that this case followed the same procedures as any other: jury selection, opening statements, presentation of evidence, and a unanimous guilty verdict. While Trump has repeatedly claimed that the trial was a witch hunt, the judge's remarks subtly underscored the fairness of the proceedings. A unanimous jury convicted Trump on 34 felony counts, a decision based solely on the evidence presented in court, not on external political factors or media influence. The unconditional discharge sentence declared Trump an adjudicated felon but imposed no prison time. This decision, while controversial, was grounded in Merchan's apparent respect for the office of the presidency. The judge explicitly stated that his respect for the institution compelled him to avoid imposing a harsher sentence, even if he personally felt it was warranted. This approach reflects a delicate balance, holding Trump accountable for his actions while recognizing the unique implications of sentencing a former president. During the sentencing, Trump was allowed to speak for approximately 5 minutes. In a rambling statement reminiscent of his campaign speeches, he criticized the judicial process and portrayed himself as a victim of political persecution. He accused the Manhattan District Attorney's Office of acting as an extension of the Biden administration and reiterated claims that the case was designed to interfere with his political aspirations. Despite these accusations, Merchan's response was measured. He thanked Trump for his remarks and moved on without engaging in any back and forth, underscoring the court's commitment to impartiality. The courtroom dynamics were further shaped by the behavior of the attorneys involved. Todd Blanche, Trump's lead defense attorney, offered little in terms of substantive argument during the sentencing. Meanwhile, Joshua Steinglass, representing the Manhattan DA's office, took on the role of highlighting the severity of Trump's crimes. However, even Steinglass's statements were more restrained than might be expected in a case of this magnitude. The overall tone of the proceedings was one of formality and efficiency, rather than the dramatic confrontations often seen in high-profile trials. As the sentencing concluded, Merchan's final remarks struck a somber note. He reiterated that while Trump's actions were extraordinary in their impact, the legal process itself was routine and fair. His closing words, "Godspeed," seemed to convey a mix of finality and an acknowledgement of the broader implications of the case for American democracy. With the sentencing complete, Trump's legal team now turns its attention to the appeals process. Trump's lawyers are expected to file a full-blown appeal with the appellate division of the New York Supreme Court. Their arguments will likely focus on claims of judicial bias, procedural errors, and the fairness of the trial. Notably, Trump has previously attacked Justice Merchan's impartiality, citing his daughter's political affiliations and small donations to Democratic candidates. However, these claims have been dismissed by higher courts in the past and are unlikely to gain traction on appeal. Trump's legal strategy also involves maintaining a favorable relationship with the U.S. Supreme Court, which he may ultimately petition for relief. Despite facing setbacks in cases such as the E. Jean Carroll defamation suit, Trump has been careful not to directly criticize the Supreme Court. This calculated approach reflects his reliance on the court to potentially intervene in future legal challenges during his political career. The broader implications of this case extend beyond the courtroom. Trump's conviction and sentencing mark the first time in American history that a former president has been adjudicated a felon. While the legal process was rigorous and impartial, the political fallout continues to shape public discourse. Trump's ability to leverage his legal troubles as a rallying cry for his supporters underscores the complex interplay between law and politics in this case. Looking ahead, Trump's legal battles are far from over. His appeals will likely extend into 2025, with new attorneys taking over as members of his current legal team transition to roles in his political organization. Additionally, Trump's ongoing civil and criminal cases, including those related to the 2020 election and classified documents, ensure that his legal challenges will remain a central issue in American politics. Justice Merchan's handling of the case, particularly his decision to focus on the office of the presidency rather than the individual, sets a precedent for how courts may approach similar cases in the future. By emphasizing the importance of institutional integrity, Merchan sought to balance accountability with respect for democratic norms. However, the muted nature of the sentencing proceedings has left many questioning whether the judicial system adequately conveyed the gravity of Trump's actions. In the end, this case is a reminder of the delicate balance between justice and politics in a deeply polarized society. As Trump continues to navigate the legal and political challenges ahead, the implications of his sentencing will reverberate through both the judicial system and the broader political landscape.